But now that all three movies are out, we thank everyone for watching our interviews that we've done with Mccabe and other cast members from Fear Street. We just thought it would be cool to hop on Instagram Live right now and just chat now that they're out, because there's some stuff, Mccabe, we couldn't talk about, right?
Now we can spoil it without feeling too bad about it. Hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just waiting. Okay, so our second guest is going to pop in right here. And it is, wait for it, he's joining Mr. Jeremy Ford.
What's up, guys?
What's happening, man?
What's up, you handsome devils?
This is awesome. Yeah, I think I talked to both of you before even the first Fear Street came out, or actually, McCabe, the first one was out. We were waiting for 1978, but Jeremy, when we did the interview, the first one wasn't even out yet.
Right, the world didn't even know what they were in for.
No, absolutely. Thanks. Everyone's tuning in right now. There's a lot of questions that are going to come in, but very quickly, we'll start with McCabe. I mean, how's it been that all three are out now for you? Has it hit you that they're all out right now?
Yeah, it feels like a slow burn. It feels like it comes in waves. I think it's been really cool that everybody's been in town for the most part. We've gotten to see everybody for each of the premieres, and as it's built, feel like we're getting to experience it in real time, and that's been pretty cool. So it's starting to sink in for sure. Getting to interact with fans and feel like I can connect with them and not feel bad for spoiling things now is certainly fun. So it's been good.
Yeah, Jeremy, it was tough too, like, when we were doing the interview, because I saw it and I had a chance to see it, but we were talking and we kind of had we were kind of wondering what we could talk about, because like even though it would be out when the movies was out, like for spoilers, but now we could talk about it. 1978, 1666 was one that I didn't see until like when we did our interview. I saw that. You're amazing in that. I mean, they're all out right now.
Thank you.
Has it hit you that one's out now too? It's pretty crazy.
No, it is slowly starting to hit me. I mean, I'm terrible at like keeping secrets. So the fact that we did our interview like before the first one was even out was just miserable. It was so hard for me because I just want to talk about like all the cool shit that happens in the movies.
Yeah.
But now that they're all out, like I think I'm starting to like, I'm like, oh wow, like it's already over. Like it sort of was like a whirlwind, and I'm actually sad that it's over. But yeah, it's very surreal.
Oh, absolutely. Now, there's a lot of questions coming in from the amazing Fear Street fans. I mean, it's just incredible to see the love from all around the world that the trilogy is getting. Do you both have a question for each other? Like, McCabe, do you have a question for Jeremy? And Jeremy, do you have a question for McCabe before we take questions from the from the fans and the viewers?
Oh man, I mean, I have. I think it's funny because I probably have questions because we were actually in the same audition room at one point, early on, when we were both reading for Peter and Caleb, those two characters, and Jeremy I think was the right choice for him. He beat me out on that one, but I was wondering like what you felt like going into the room. What was the difference between your audition and the ultimate performance? Did you feel like you found it in the audition room? Did you feel like it developed over time? What was that process like for you?
That's a good question. I definitely, the sides were great, and I think you could probably agree. You know, like I first auditioned for Simon actually, and then Fred got that. Then I auditioned for Peter, Caleb. You and I met in the auditioning room, but we actually just sat dead silent next to each other because I think it was. Yeah, at least for me, I was just nerve-wracked. I just did not want to break my focus. And I saw you in the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh man, if we're going on based on looks, like this guy's got the look. I'm like, oh damn it, like why did I have to come today?
Touche.
And then for the Caleb audition, they asked for like a 17th century accent, and I'm like,
oh.
Did we lose him? Just when we were getting to the good stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm like dialed in. I'm like, man, I want to hear this.
He was about to give us the good stuff, and then I think he went off on purpose. He doesn't want to give up the secret. I think that's what it is.
Does that happen more than people think, by the way? Oh.
Well, he's in the middle of it too. Oh no.
Did I lose you guys?
You lost. We lost you for a second. You literally were about to tell us all of your secrets about acting and how you got the role, and then you cut out. I thought it was almost on purpose.
I did it on purpose. I just put my thumb over the screen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, look, on set, having Charlotte Fleck, the accent coach, was hugely beneficial because my accent in that audition was just trash. So shout out to Carbon Cuba and Lee for giving me the job still.
Does that happen more than people think? Like auditioning for more than one role? Like, does that happen a lot more than people think? Like in general?
I feel like it happens every once in a while. I've done it a couple times. I think it feels better than just going out once and having them say, that wasn't you this time. I think that it's nice to feel like you did something right in the first go around, and obviously when you ultimately get the job at the end of it, I think it feels pretty good. I think so. I think it happens every once in a while, not all the time, but every once in a while.
I mean, we'll get some questions first, but Jeremy, do you have a question for Mccabe quickly before we? Oh, what were you going to say? Sorry, I interrupted you. My bad, Jeremy.
Oh no, I was just going to say that the casting process on this was sort of like the casting process at its finest because Lee really took a shot on all of us. Like, me and Mccabe auditioned for the same role, me and Fred auditioned for the same role, and everyone got the part I think they deserved. Like, no one else could have done Tommy Slater and Mad Thomas, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Jeremy, do you have a question for Mccabe?
Yeah, how was it having that crap on your teeth playing Mad Thomas every single day for 15 hours a day?
It was honestly, but it looks like it would taste bad. It looked like it would just be a gross experience. It was only bad for like the first minute and a half because I had to dry my teeth completely, so I couldn't close my mouth. I had to sit there like this in the makeup chair. I have a time lapse of it that I'll probably post at some point. And so you'd sit there and then they paste. It's a quick drying material, like paste. So it's like very filled with alcohol. And so that kind of sucked just because it would like kind of burn and sting at the outset. But then from then on, I was just, sometimes I'd forget and I'd feel terrible because I'd like smile and wave at someone and they'd be absolutely terrified. But it wasn't as bad as I thought when I saw the big black bottle of paste,
Absolutely. So, guys, the questions are coming in pretty crazy right now. So, if you're okay with it, we'll take some fan questions.
Of course.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay. So this is a good one that popped in. What was your favorite part to act in 1978, Jeremy?
Oh, that was
sorry, sorry, Mccabe. Sorry,
but I'll answer.
There was a 94 question too, but I clicked the wrong one. Sorry.
No,
1978, Mccabe.
My favorite part to throw up on screen in 78 was probably cutting off Gary's head in the outhouse. Spoiler alert. And hi Julia. And so it was really fun to do that scene because it was the way we had it set up. I think I've mentioned this before, but the dummy was such and the axe was real, and so we had to get it kind of on the first shot. And if we missed, we'd kind of scar the dummy in a way that would be harder to fix. And so I felt like I was playing sports again, playing baseball. And so it was really fun to get it right enough that it looked good in real life as well as it did on screen. So that was definitely my favorite part to do.
What about the question too, Jeremy, that came in too was about the football scenes? Like
Sure.
the pep rally scenes. What was that like? Like that, because there was a lot of people there. Like it seemed.
Yeah, that was my favorite stuff for 1994, just because of the sheer like the sort of like chaotic energy of having all the extras there, and like the whole stunt crew was there for that big brawl.
Yeah, which is good. It was getting good stuff again. It became, and
That's just how it goes. He's always holding something back.
Oh.
I'm going for greener pastures.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm going to greener pastures.
I just want to let you know that there's 198 questions that have come in right now. By the way.
Oh wow!
So I got to go through all these. So yeah, that's why when you were saying your answers, I was just scrolling through all of these.
Good. Get to the bottom of all the questions they've got.
Ooh, this is a good one. It doesn't matter whether you're in or not. What's your favorite movie out of the three?
Oh wow!
I like
Jeremy. You want to take that one?
I like 1666 because everybody's in it.
Yeah. I think I'm along the same lines for the reason I think that one's the scariest to me, just because you get into the human psychology of it all. I think before you're dealing with a lot of people who are normal and who go crazy, but they're possessed. And so now you've got, the big bad at the end of the day isn't someone who went crazy and got possessed. It's someone who chose to do this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, McCabe, I feel like Jeremy can answer this one too. Oh, you can't be sure, but someone asked what their favorite song was from 1978. Remember we talked about the soundtrack?
The soundtrack was killer.
Yeah.
The soundtrack, no pun intended. The soundtrack was killer. There was actually, I have a cop-out answer to this because I think that my favorite song from 78 actually didn't get into 78, I don't think, if I'm remembering correctly. But Lee, our director, made us essentially like a playlist for the movie. And so there was Donna Summer was heavily featured, and I became a massive Donna Summer fan over the course of filming 1978. So I think that was pretty good. And then of course I think the one that's in the movie that I loved the most was Carry On My Wayward Son. When I pop into
but Kansas, that easily.
Yeah.
Jeremy, for the 1994 and even the end of 66 when they go back to 1994, a lot of good 90s songs. One of my favorite was The Offspring. What about for you? What was your favorite one of those?
I like the song. I don't even know the name of it, but the one that Benji sings when he's playing the video game at the very top of 1994. Mainly just because I think Benji is one of the funniest people I've ever met. And he would show up every day, and I think it was a ruse, but he would pretend to be really unprepared. Like, I don't even know what we're filming today. And then he would hit the ground running and be so good and so funny. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Oh, this is a good one for both of you. What was the hardest scene for you both to film?
Ooh.
For me, I kept having.
Tommy must have had a lot of tough ones there with the possession.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy, go ahead.
I kept having wardrobe malfunctions on 1666, so every scene I filmed was hard because my pants, every scene I'm chasing Olivia down and I'm supposed to be grappling with her, and my pants kept splitting down the middle, and it was poor Olivia. It was terrible.
That was I remember being next to you for a lot of that and feeling terrible about it.
Yeah, it was a very audible pants splitting. It was very loud.
It was good. It was very. You got to take it out. You threw. We did a little cutscene where you got to push me to the ground. I felt like that was you getting to take out some.
Yeah,
of your frustration.
that's one of my favorite Mad Thomas moments. It didn't even make it to the screen.
Yeah, it there's a flash of it, but you're right. It didn't. The entirety of it didn't make it. But I think the toughest one for me was also 66, and I think it was the sort of monologue that I have in front of the well. That was my first proper day on set. Obviously, I was very, very nervous meeting everybody. I wanted to say hi and remember everybody's names, and there were, God bless them, so many damn actors and actresses on set, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to remember them all. Of course, now they're all some of my best friends, but remembering the lines for that monologue in 110 degree heat with 100% humidity.
Wow.
There was, I don't think they caught it somehow on the mics, but there was one take of that thing where I was walking around and doing the monologue and whatever, and I went blank for a second, and I just turned to one of the guys, one of the extras, and I'm walking around, still very much trying to be in character, and I was like, we had done it a couple times, and I was like, hey man, what's my fucking line right here? I'm really trying to be low-key and casual about it. But no, that was definitely the hardest day, I think, for me, just going up on lines and it being 100 degrees in my first day at school almost,
Well, I feel like a lot of people that are in this Instagram Live right now have seen the films, just in case. Well, it's not even a big it's not even a big giveaway, but it's just about a scene, guys. So spoiler alert a little bit. McCabe, I thought you were gonna say, because one of the difficult scenes to watch, because it was just so sad, was the little camper with the glasses.
Oh, Jeremy. Yeah.
Jeremy. Yeah, you're an
Yeah.
animal, Mccabe. You're a real animal.
You know, it was real. It made it easier knowing his name was Jeremy. Honestly, you know, I just felt like I was able to.
That whole thing is the worst.
I feel like Lee
She's just
did that on
protecting this
purpose.
cap.
Yeah. She recognized that Jeremy and I, Jeremy, we had a lot of tension in '66, so she thought it would be a good idea to name the camper Jeremy to make me feel better.
Yeah.
No, that was definitely sad. We hung out all day. Like me and I'm going up on the guy's name. We had a great day with him though. He was hanging out with all of us, and he shot all of the scenes on the same day. But yeah, he was phenomenal. And I even remember, I think the first scene, like the cameras, the first take of the scene, the camera's pointed at me, but he's right behind the camera, and he gives that line of you know, Mr. Slater, or like something like that. And I like the first take of it, I was just like, I can't do this. I can't kill this poor kid. But I ended up, so it was all right.
Yeah, like come in the chat. Like, was she in the chat for a little bit? Like,
She popped in and screamed at us as
is she still there? Is she still there?
I have no idea. We'll have to see if she.
It's so, guys, because like
again.
I'm looking at all. Like, it's so hard to keep track of all the. It's just like it's a waterfall.
It's
It goes
wonderful.
So quick.
I'm seeing a lot of great messages. I appreciate all of them. Look at that. Brazil's here. Hi, Brazil.
Hello, Brazil.
Excellent. Not a person named Brazil. The entire country of Brazil. I
was talking to a person named Brazil.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
It's a pretty name.
Oh my gosh. Dan Rudd is here. Hi, Dan Rudd. Emily's brother is here.
What's happening?
Cow.
Oh!
Hold on. Let's remember now. We're at 350 people in here. Let's see how high it can climb.
I asked you guys a question. Did you see it?
No. What did you ask?
I asked which shady side killer you would challenge in a duel. Like, who do you think you have the best shot against?
Oh.
Ooh.
I feel like it's got to be Skull Mask. Like the best shot against, like Skull Mask has a knife. I got Billy Barker taking out my knees real quick, and then the dude with the gas mask. Do you remember how tall he was, Julia? Both of you might remember how tall he was. He was literally in real life 7 feet tall.
No.
He was big. I felt short next to him, and
I'm
supposed to be taller
than me.
He was tall.
Julia, I actually have a question for you.
Yes.
How many bread emojis do you get in comments on a weekly basis?
A lot. Quite a lot, I would say.
I remember rewatching our interview and it wasn't out yet, and I kind of brought up like the bread slicer, and then I was kind of worried that it was too much of a spoiler, but it worked out.
Yeah, it was a nice little hint of what's to come.
Oh man.
Absolutely. Jeremy or Mccabe, do you have a question for Juliet? Oh, she's in here.
Oh my god.
I want to know what it was like filming the bread slicer scene. I've seen all like of the like how much time did you spend getting like the green screen cap put on and all that, like the fake, was the cake fake or was it they just left on the cake from when you got your head slammed in there?
Yeah, okay. So the green screen head was actually just for that quick shot where in the third movie where you see Kate's corpse when Ash sees it. So the filming of it, when we actually did it, they actually put me through the bread slicer like without the slices in it. So it was like they like put me through it, and then they were like, okay, when you feel like your head hits where the blades would be, die. And then we also had a dummy of me that we put through it with the actual blades, and then they CGI'd stuff on top of it. Whoa. And then the cake was actually we had only one take one shot where we could get him dunking me into the cake.
Yeah.
Because that was it. That was like, they're like, oh, we got to nail this one. And then they dunked me, and that was the cake for the rest of the day. They just had a lot of touch-ups of frosting and stuff.
That's really funny. So you had like Ellen coming up to you, like putting like more cake on your face.
Yes, it's like, we need some blue frosting on the cheek.
They had the continuity shot of what the cake looked like on your face. That's phenomenal.
Let's see if there's any Jeremy, question actually came in before for you. Obviously the hospital scene was a big scene for your character, Peter.
Yeah, that was my very first day on set. Didn't know a soul, and I had to like come in and get stabbed and die.
That was your first day?
That was my very first day. I was really feeling the love. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I took you on a grand tour of my apartment building. I don't know if you can hear me better in here.
We're getting you. You're coming through.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, no, I just I didn't want to keep you guys on super long, but thank you all for joining for a little bit. I mean, do you want to answer a few more fan questions before we wrap up? Julia, I know I let you know about this like so last minute, so I apologize.
No, it's okay. I just got home and then I saw this and I was like, oh my God, let me tune in. Let me put a little comment.
There is actually 430 questions in here to choose from.
Oh, wow. We better choose a good one then. No pressure.
Also, we jumped up to 3,000 when Julia came on.
I told you. We were at 350 before.
Some of them aren't even questions. They're just bread emojis. Okay.
Julia, we should do a shoot in a bakery when I come to New York. That's what we should do.
Okay, I would be down for that.
I think that would be really
I would be down for that.
I find this one's an interesting one because it kind of is like Julia's question. Which killer's backstory would you want to learn the most from?
Oh, Ruby Lane.
Yeah.
Jordan. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Billy.
The milkman's pretty interesting.
Billy Barker.
Yeah, Billy Barker, Milkman, and Ruby Lane, all three are probably, I love those.
Because how did Billy get the mask is my question. Like, where did Billy's little mask come into this?
Yeah, Billy's got the best accessories, and no, it's very unclear how they all came together in that way. The mask, that's a very good question.
Doesn't it feel like doesn't it not feel like these movies have like been, because like, it hasn't even been like 3 months, like a month since these movies just came out, and it feels like they've been out for like a year. Does it not feel like that for you guys?
I think the speed at which they came out aged everybody very fast in terms of their Fear Street knowledge and how long it feels like they've been around. I think that's the cool part about it, and the even cooler part is that now it's slowly and steadily still growing, which is really fun too.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, no, thanks you all three for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
It was cool to chat a little bit. Do you guys want to say anything to the fans before you leave? Because we have about 3,000 people in here so far, which is pretty incredible.
Hi.
I guess that's it. Thank you.
The fan cam edits of that are going to be amazing.
Yeah, I was about to say, but seriously, thank you. And if anyone has not seen them, or if you want to see them like for the 13th time, you can watch the Fear Street trilogy now on Netflix. And yeah, just great fun summer films. Julia, I think we hit it too, where we said it's like Scream, Stranger Things, Goonies, and Halloween. That's what I think we got going on.
Totally. Home run.
Absolutely. I'll take that.
So far. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone.
Thank you
so much for joining me. And thank you for everyone that tuned in. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And thank you for watching Popternative and for checking out the Fear Street content. So thanks, everyone. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Mccabe. Thanks, Julia.
Thank you. See you guys.
How do I get out?